Fyodor Dostoevsky was one of the most profound thinkers in literature, an author who explored the darkest corners of a human soul. His life was full of suffering, poverty, and near-death experiences. Yet out of that suffering came some of the most powerful novels ever written. Today, Dostoevsky is remembered not only as a novelist, but also as a psychologist of the human heart. Dostoevsky was born in 1821 in Moscow, the second of 7 children in a middle-class Russian family. His father was a stern military doctor, strict and often harsh, while his mother was gentle and nurturing. This contrast shaped the young Dostoevsky, who grew up sensitive, thoughtful, and deeply religious. From an early age, he loved reading classics and fairy tales, and by his teenage years, he was already captivated by the question of human suffering and morality. But his early adult life was not easy. Dostoevsky lost both his parents while still young. He trained as an engineer in St. Petersburg, but writing soon became his passion. In his early 20s, he published his first novel, Poor Folk, which was praised as a brilliant debut. It seemed as though Dostoevsky was destined for literary success. However, his life soon took a dramatic turn. In 1849, Dostoevsky was arrested for participating in a political discussion group that criticized the Russian government. He was sentenced to death. On the day of his execution, he stood in front of a firing squad, only to have his sentence suddenly commuted at the last moment by the Tsar. Instead of death, Dostoevsky was sent to 4 years of hard labor in a Siberian prison camp, followed by several years of military service. This experience changed him forever. The cruelty of prison, the suffering of convicts, and the questions of faith and redemption became central themes in his later works. After his release, Dostoevsky began writing again, but life continued to test him. He suffered from epilepsy, crippling debts, and a gambling addiction that often left him penniless. At times, he sold his possessions or borrowed money just to survive. Yet, even in his darkest hours, his mind remained sharp, and his pen produced stories of extraordinary depth. It was during these years that Dostoevsky wrote the masterpieces that secured his place in world literature. Crime and Punishment, published in 1866, told the story of Raskolnikov, a young man who commits murder and struggles with guilt and redemption. It explored moral responsibility in a way that few writers had ever attempted. He followed The Idiot, a novel about a man of pure goodness in a corrupt society, and Demons, a powerful critique of political extremism. Finally, near the end of his life, he wrote The Brothers Karamazov, widely regarded as one of the greatest novels ever written. It tackled questions of faith, doubt, free will, and morality in a way that still resonates today. Dostoevsky's personal life, however, remained turbulent. He faced bankruptcy more than once, struggled with health issues, and often wrote under immense pressure to meet deadlines. Yet through it all, his faith deepened, and his insights into human psychology became sharper. He died in 1881 at the age of 59, leaving behind a body of work that would influence writers, philosophers, and even psychologists for generations to come. There are some important lessons we can take from Dostoevsky's life. First, that suffering, while painful, can also become a source of great insight and creativity. Second, that failure and setbacks do not define us. He came back from near execution, poverty, and illness to create timeless works. And third, that literature, when written with honesty, can speak across centuries and cultures. As Dostoevsky once wrote, the mystery of human existence lies not in just staying alive, but in finding something to live for. His novels continue to remind us that within every human being there is a battle between light and darkness, and that understanding the struggle is what makes us truly human. So let me leave you with this. If Dostoevsky could transform his deepest struggles into works that change the world, how might you transform your own hardships into something meaningful? If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more explorations into the lives of history's greatest minds.